guys, Lambretta vlog time. Coming out for a quick bez before it starts raining. They've given like 60% going on to 70% chance of rain. It does look like it might do, but I don't know, so I'm going out for a quick spin while I could, because I wanted to do a vid. What's going on now? Nowhere to go as usual, just riding aimlessly about, as you do. Apparently, local news for around here, around this area, there's been a bit of a spate of bike jackings going on, as in people trying to steal people's bikes off them, like literally when they're on them. So we're going to see what goes on. Make for a good video anyway, won't it? Fighting some criminals. There were a kid apparently going down up in Ossett, which is like next town on from where we are. This is Aubrey. Some mushers had pulled up at the side of him on a motorbike, two up. It's always sketchy when it's really small. It's like a small motorbike, like a 125. If it's got two people on it, then you can tell something's wrong anyway. Especially if it's got L plates on, 'cause you're not allowed to ride with a passenger, are you? But it's also a bit of a, alarm bells ringing when you see like a 125 or a smaller bike with no L plates on, because you think, well, if you've passed your test, you're unlikely to be riding around on that. Not that people don't, I mean, I know you can just ride whatever you want, but generally, when you pass your test, you sort of, graduate to a bit of a bigger bike. So anyway, this kid were going up through Ossett. One thing I will say is that this all happened about 3 o'clock in the morning, which does beg the question, what you're doing out on your own, on your bike at 3 in the morning, but who knows, might have been working nights, might have been on his way home, might be doing whatever. It's just a bit sketchy anyway. It's a lonely place at that time, is the road. And these guys had come up at the side of him and sort of forced him off into the side. I don't know whether or not they beat him up or whatever, but they took his bike anyway. They took his, I think it was a twist and go, like a moped thing, shall we say, but that could have been a 125 or whatever. Like, well, just a twist and go scooter. So they took that. Whether I don't really know what happened after that. I don't know if he's got it back or if anyone got done. It's unlikely they did, because the cops don't really do much, it would seem, these days about stuff like that. But yeah, so we got that taken off him, and then John rang me the other day and told me about his mate. This guy had a Lambretta, and he'd been at John's getting some work done. And as he were riding along, he heard a motorbike, and he sort of looked, and there were 3 people on like I think he said like a motocross type bike with balaclavas on, no helmets are out, 3 of them. But by the sounds of it, he managed to just get away from them, because he were on a fairly decent scooter. So I don't know whether or not he booted it and lost them, just with the speed, they can go quite quick. I suppose if you're 3 up on a bike, it's going to be towing a bit. Look at this fucking prick, perfect example. Who's that? What's he doing on an electric bike with a balaclava thing on, See, the world has gone to shit. It really has, man, round here. Well, I think it's just everywhere, but I've noticed it a lot more recently. There's just a distinct lack of police activity of any kind. They just don't do anything. Them bikes there are not legal to ride on the road like that. You've got to have lights on and indicators and number plate and shit like that. It's like just driving an electric car with no number plates. You say, well, it's electric, I can do what I want with your car, But he'll just ride around probably all day long. Cops won't do anything about it, because like I said, they just don't do well these days. So yeah, anyway, this guy managed to get away from these pieces of shit on a bike that looked as though they were going to jack him. So that's a bit worrying, because that were a Lambretta, and I always tend to think that scumbag bike thieves might have a bit of a job riding Lambretta, because they won't know exactly how to do it. But it's not hard. You soon work it out. But if they're not familiar with scooters, they'd tend to think they won't be able to get out of first gear and stuff like that. They'd just be stalling it and fannying about, but I don't know. This is the place where that kid got his bike taken anyway. This is called Stores Hill, and at night it's secluded, to say the least. they sort of forced him off and took his ped. So that is a bit worrying, so I just sort of wondered what you guys thought about that. I mean, I'm out, obviously on my own now. I'm not particularly worried about living in fear of scumbags. You can't live like that, you know, what's the point? You might as well just put your helmet away and just call it a day if you're going to live in fear. But at the same time, you know, it's on your mind, so you always just keep your eyes open and try and have your wits about you, have a bit of an escape plan and stuff. I mean, you'd think, you know, try and get away at all costs, but that's when you can be pressured into a mistake and stuff. You know, you're panicking, your adrenaline's running, you're shitting yourself basically in case you get stopped. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Have any of you ever experienced out like that? And what would you do? Because I haven't really got any means of defence other than just the fists, and luckily I've got all the gear on, so you know, I tend to think, well, put it this way, if somebody wants to take this off me, one of us is going to end up really badly hurt, because you're going to have to really, really injure me to get this off me, because I just will not let it go. But then it's, you know, that's sort of not right attitude, is it? It's, at the end of the day, well, you say it's only a motorbike, it's only a scooter, but this is part of me, this scooter, you know, it's an extension of myself. I can't imagine not having it. So, you know, it's on your mind. So just wondered, like I said, what you guys thought about it, and what would you do? Basically, what can you do to stop it? I mean, you can't really carry a bat around with you and stuff, which would be a nice idea, or, you know, like a big spanner or something to twat them with. But the way that the law does work is that, you know, they'd thingy you first, you know, you'd end up getting stabbed. My brother back there. You know, if somebody tried to take this off me and I beat them within an inch of their life, which is, like I say, I would be doing, or they'd have to do it to me, if I managed to win, then the cops would come after me, definitely. It's what really annoys me about stuff like this. As I say, them tossers on that, you know, on these electric bikes now with no reg plates, no note, there's no that can happen to them. They're unidentifiable out there. They're just going to fly down a ginnel and what have you, and they're just gone. But this, obviously, because it's registered and insured, it's got my name on it, you know, I'd be the one, I'm traceable. No, these scumbags are not. So I just I don't know, just like I say, what do you think? I mean, I say it's not happened to me, but I did once, when I was with my mate, when he was driving, we got carjacked. Although he wasn't driving, we'd sort of pulled up in a car park for a smoke and a can, and what have you. That was quite late at night and it were out of way, and a car just pulled straight behind us, and these scumbags got out of it. There were three of them, there were me and my mate, and just sort of said, get out of the car. It was my mate's car, it were an old Astra, but it's irrelevant what it is, it was his car. They just said, get out of the car, we're taking it. So we just sort of went, well, I mean, my mate said, what we're going to do? I thought, well, we're blocked in. And I goes, well, I'm going to get out of the car and let them take it, because it's, you know, it's not because he want my car, it just ain't worth getting stabbed over, shit like that. Whereas this, because it's my scooter, and, you know, you'd have to really, like I say, you'd have to injure me badly to get it. But I don't know, it's a weird one. Just like I say, what would you guys do? Could you carry a bat around with you and stuff like that? Because you do that and you get caught, you know, you're carrying a weapon round with you on the scooter. If they've got a knife or whatever and they're really going for you with it, there's not much you can do about it, is there? You just got to let them, I suppose you'd have to let them take it. Bit of a shitter, the way that things are going. But what can you do? Like I said, what would you do? Have you heard about anything like that around your way? What's happening in your area? I can't imagine it's just a localised problem to this area. It's one of those things that is up and down the country, I guess. Police force is same everywhere, innit? I'm not, like, you know, dissing the police. It apparently seems that there's very little sort of comeback for these things. You never hear about anyone getting caught. You see them out on these bikes all the time, and I've never ever seen one with a cop car behind it with its lights on, ever. Do they just ignore it? Do they just think it's not worth hassle? I know at a certain time it were the case that if like a chase were getting a bit on the dangerous side, the police sort of had to stop chasing them really, in case, and that were in case the scumbag on the stolen bike or the criminal got knocked off or they fell off, then the police have forced him, you know, forced him off, and then they're liable. So, you know, where are we? What's going on? It really does just seem like a really false sense of security that we've got. It's as though the police are just, it's an illusion, you know. It's, if everyone in country all started rioting or whatever, the police haven't even got enough officers to do out about it, you know. They wouldn't be able to do anything. Then it'd be the army, you know, and all of that, and you know, you'd have to have like martial law kicking in, and bad if the army are having to do the police's job because there ain't enough of them. Just wondered what your thoughts were on all of this. Leave a comment below. Getting a bit windy now. Yeah, shout out to everyone who's got a sticker anyway. Always appreciated. It's that. Where we're going here. Yeah, cheers to the sticker getters. Sent them once to New Zealand. I think you were called Duncan. Can't remember, because there's been a few of you recently, so really appreciate that. The car were following me a bit closely back there. That were a bit worrying as well. I suppose it's sort of a good idea to not be complacent and just think, you know, just to zone out and just think, la la la, I'm riding around. You know, you've got to keep on your toes. You've got to be aware of what's going on around you, and no, just be careful, guys, is what I'm saying. I'd hate to think that any of us guys got anything done to us, or anyone really. No matter what you ride or what car you drive or anything, it's just not on. Scumbags taking your stuff because they can't afford it, or they don't want to work and buy it, they don't want to do anything to get it, they just want to take your shit off you. And as you know, anyone who knows a Lambretta and scooter, man, if you got this back to a shed, you could have it completely stripped down. If there were a couple of you doing it, I'd say you'd easily do it within an hour. Easily. Completely down to its bare bones. All the panel work off, you know, engine out, everything just completely dismantled, and you know, it's gone. Never ever to be seen again. So that's why you never buy out with filed off engine numbers or frame numbers. Is ultra suspicious, isn't it? I mean, engine number, in fairness, isn't required for the logbook and all that. It's the frame number that it's based on for your registration, but you know, so you do see engines they've got no frame number on it, no engine number on, you know, that's been filed off. So why would you ever do that, ever, if it wasn't stolen? There is no need to do it at all. So I'd never buy an engine with no number on it, unless it were a completely remade one from a legit source, just a blank engine. Even then it'd have the little stars on, I think. You know, if you got a replacement engine casing. But you can tell when it's never been stamped, and you can, you know, compared to one that has been stamped and filed off, it's blatantly obvious. So yeah, so that were about it really. I just wanted to see what you thought on that subject, and what would you do? You know, what do you think? What do you think we can all do collectively? To be honest, I'm at a loss. I don't think there's much we can really do about this shit, apart from just your self-preservation, apart from just looking after yourself and trying to make sure that it isn't you that it happens to, which is bad, because it's just, you know, it's going to happen to somebody. It's always happened, hasn't it? It's forever and ever people have had things stolen from them since the dawn of possession of anything, I suppose. Because some people think it's just an easier, better way of getting their hands on something that they want. I don't know. So that's it anyway. Just a short vid, just to sort of get that off my chest really, and just to, as I said, just to put put a bit of a warning out, and or just a reminder really. Don't be complacent out there. Keep your eyes open, keep your head on, and go get a can. Oh, it's starting to rain. Perfect timing. Grab a beer and go home. Right, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, give it a thumbs up and all that. Get in touch if you want a sticker. I'll leave the PayPal thing below. You can get one on there. Right, thanks for watching, guys. See you in a bit.